guys, Kgabo here, and today we're back with another episode of Life's Opening Radio Rope Break. And today we're gonna review Wrestle Kingdom. Ben here is gonna do a recap of AEW Dynamite, the season premiere of AEW Dynamite. Before that, I have a couple things that I want to get off my chest first. Ben, did you see Charlotte return last week and win the SmackDown Women's Championship immediately? She came back on her first match back. She beat Ronda Rousey to win the belt. First off, what did she do to get a title shot? And why do you... How did the match even happen?
Okay, here's how it happened. Ronda Rousey had an open challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship on a random-ass SmackDown that no one fucking cared about, and then Charlotte came out of fucking nowhere, stole the goddamn belt in 5 minutes, and won the belt. I gave that match a no fucking rating. Get that shit off my TV. There's gonna be a lot of that tonight. Give me a fucking break. That was ridiculous. It was fucking unnecessary. Who approved of that on live national television? Is my question.
Not
Ridiculous.
Me. Yeah. We don't need Charlotte being the champion again on our TV.
And then I think Charlotte said on Twitter, she say, if you don't like me being champion, don't watch the show. SmackDown was getting a 2.2 rating, so if anything, we're not gonna watch the show. We're not gonna watch the show now. Have you seen Raw? Raw was good. Raw was good for the first 2 hours, and then it got boring. 3 hours. Oh, Raw was good though. Raw this week was really good, actually. The Bloodline did their thing. Main event was awesome. They had a couple of good things in the middle of the show, but other than that, the middle of the show was fucking boring. Triple H, for the last time, if this show is not 3 hours by the draft, I'm going to be pissed off.
I'm like, 2 hours.
2 hours, pardon me. If this show's not 2 hours, I'm going to be really mad, because we need change desperately. Roman Reigns needs the WWE Championship literally out of his hands because he's not even on Raw. But I don't want him to lose. I don't want him to give up the belt. That's my problem. But we'll talk about that another time. But other than that, I don't know why the hell SmackDown. I don't know why Charlotte won the belt. I really want to ask, what was the point of Ronda Rousey winning if Charlotte was going to win anyway? Makes no sense.
Yeah. What was the point of her making that whole open challenge?
I don't know.
If Charlotte was just gonna
My question.
come
I don't
out,
know.
If she didn't expect that Charlotte was gonna come and beat her in 5 minutes, why did she make an open challenge?
There was no logic on fucking SmackDown. You're fucking out of your mind. There was no logic for SmackDown. There was no logic for this shit. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
And something a bit more important. It's been 1 year and 1 day since I stopped listening to Jim Cornette. If you don't know who he is, he's like a very controversial figure within wrestling. He has his whole own opinions that, make some people mad, and his opinions fine and good, but sometimes he says some really fucked up things. And I used to listen to him a lot. I really liked him. I'll listen to his podcast every week. I defended him on social media, and I liked him so much. You can even hear, if you go back to my old episodes of Wrestling and Logic, you can hear me manifest him on the show. and I listened to season 1, episode 4, and you could just tell that this guy is a Cornette fan, and yeah, I don't know, Ben, your opinions, but yeah, it took me 18 months. I started listening to him in May 2020. Um, but yeah, it took me 18 months to realize that he really is not a very good person, and that he's kind of an asshole. And yeah, it
Oh,
it took
I
him
mean,
saying there was this whole thing about Big Swole. She left AEW because she felt that black people were not being represented enough, and Leo Rush spoke on that too, and then Jim Cornette jumped on the bandwagon and talked shit about Leo Rush and said, if you're not a main eventer, you shouldn't be talking. Your voice shouldn't be heard. And I was like, what? This is like a hierarchy or something? The higher you are on the card, the, the more your opinion matters. No, everyone's voice matters. It took him saying that to get me to stop listening to him, and I've defended him. You know, being openly racist and sexist and some stuff. And yeah, if anything I said in the past on Wrestling and Logic has offended you, I sincerely apologize. I really do. I really do regret saying some of those things. I absolutely cringe when I go back and listen to those older episodes. Yeah, yeah. Ben, you have anything to say?
well, I mean, I understand sometimes where Jim Cornette comes from. He has an old school mentality, an old school approach to everything.
Yeah.
I get it. But, I mean, some of the things you have said, they are true. He did say that about Big Swole. But my problem with Big Swole's statement back in the day, that was then because Big Swole wasn't even being on television, right? And the fact that she went out there said that AEW is not being represented enough. First of all, they were bringing in people like Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston, and Santana and Ortiz, who are really like black
Brown.
and Hispanic and Puerto
Yeah.
Rican.
So I guess yeah,
You
that,
mean
there
represented?
is that. I guess yeah. That's true. Because it doesn't have to be a binary of black and white. It can be Asians, it can be Hispanics, brown people, everybody. It doesn't just have to be black and white. So I guess that wasn't a thing that I considered back then. Thanks, Ben, for bringing that up. Um, do you have
Problem.
anything further to say?
Not really, except I saw earlier this morning Vince is being let back on the fucking board.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Josh said
Jesus
it on
fuck.
the man.
Worry. We'll
Uh,
talk about it more at the Rumble.
yeah.
Jesus.
I really hope he doesn't come back, because then everything that's happened will all be for nothing. Uh,
Right. And the show's gonna be worse. Raw's
yeah.
gonna be fucking worse. Never mind that shit.
Yeah, so we might not get that wish of Raw being only 2 hours.
Yep. Unbelievable.
So, Ben, would you like to recap AEW Dynamite quickly?
Yes. I will recap it in probably a very short order. I won't read all the notes that I have here for Dynamite. I did take a lot of notes for this show. So AEW Dynamite on the 4th of January 2023. Ricky Starks, Chris Jericho. Jericho came out with Matt Menard and Angela Parker, still
Oh,
employed.
still employed.
Starks and Jericho actually had a really good match. You all should go watch the match.
Yeah, I
Matt Menard
mentioned
got
that.
involved involved, and this is what I wrote in my notes. I wrote, Matt Menard, get off my fucking television. I saw, and I go hit the wall. After he counters to Rochambeau, Angelo Parker with a distraction, who is still employed. Matt Menard bat, which does not get sold by Ricky Stark in no shape or form. Yes, Ricky Starks no sold a baseball bat shot, and he still won the match with a spear, and clean, by the way. Against JAS then attack Ricky Starks. Action Andretti comes out. He lays out everyone. Andretti gets hit with a low blow by Anna Jay, who is still employed. Mello, who is still employed, goes up. And JAS can all get off my TV.
Yes. Yeah. They can all get off TV. Next.
Acclaimed versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, who are still employed.
He's still employed, both of them.
Still employed. Got it. Samoa Joe versus Darby for the team match, and they announced the match. Justin Roberts has been sick, so I wish Justin Roberts, his mom, the very best. Tony Schiavone introducing Hangman Adam Page.
Damn.
Hangman Adam Page was a promo. He wants Moxley next week. Moxley then comes out, and this was the best segment probably on this entire show. I don't think I need to recap this because you can all see it on the AEW YouTube page, so I really don't need to recap this, but all you need to know is that the match is made for next week, and Hangman Adam is sick of John Moxley. Mojo cut a great promo. That's what I wrote in my notes. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus the Acclaim for the World Tag Team titles. Cringe so fucking bad. By the way, this is what I wrote in my notes. Sanjay Dutt, get off my TV. Satnam Singh, get off my TV. The Acclaimed made a sketch reference. Why? Lexi Carter reference from TANY. And that goon I refuse to mention. You all know his name. I'm not. And Stephon Smith was referee for this match, which I wrote in my notes. Fucking goon! I wrote that word for word. Anyway, all I know for this match is that Stephon Smith ejected Billy Gunn. Stephon Smith is getting a fucking thumbs down. Jackass of the month.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. I hate Stephon Smith now. Say Stephon Smith's a great referee. What? What? He's a great referee? He allowed Jeff Jarrett to get more offense in this match than he has ever had in his AEW career. What do you mean he's a great referee? Fuck you. Anyway, they do a false finish. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal hold the tag team titles. And I was getting so ready to give this a no rating. At the slightest amount of bullshit. But then Audrey Edwards, who was the smartest referee in this company, finally did something. She did her job. Thank you. That's stupid. We just realized that. So she restarts the match, and then the Acclaim to win after 30 seconds. What was that? Wonderful, Tony Khan. New era. You wanted Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal as champions for 5 seconds. Only for the Acclaim to win it back. Good job. New era. Baker, GMMTV, and Jamie Hayter cut a promo. This was so boring, I turned it off. I gave this a no rating already. Jungle Boy promo. Jungle Boy and Hook versus Big Bale and Lee Moriarty next week. Next. Bryan Danielson versus Tony Nese. Tony Nese got a jobber's entrance. Tony Nese got a jobber's entrance. He lost in 4 minutes. No rating.
Damn.
This is squash. I did not care about this. I love Bryan Danielson, but I did not care about this. But I think the match was not important anyway because the next best segment on this show was Bryan Danielson and MJF. MJF says a lot of shit. He even mentions Jim Cornette. He also mentioned Disco Inferno. First of all,
oh no, that goon.
I gotta rant on this. I gotta talk about this. First of all, Disco fucking Inferno. This man has never been on TNT since 1998, and you're mentioning this man on live national television. So pissed off. I muted MJF for like 10 seconds. And then all of a sudden, I started playing his promo again. Disco Inferno fucking sucks. Seriously. This man was never over. He was never a good wrestler. He was never anything positive. So, let's be honest here. Disco Inferno, get off my fucking television. Thank you.
Well, he's already
Anyway,
off
MJF
of television. So
Good.
don't get on
No,
my television.
stay off television.
Stay off television, yeah.
Off television. Danielson wants a 1-hour Iron Man match at Revolution with MJF for the world title.
Damn.
MJF says, yeah, coming down. So, MJF says, got to win in every match until February 8th to get a title shot at me, Revolution. So, there you go. What a great segment this was. That was a fantastic segment. Orange Cassidy versus... Oh, you motherfuckers. Oh, no. Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian next week on Rampage.
No, we are not watching that.
Oh, we're not. Kip Sabian. It's another fucking turtle shot! Sabian. On my last goddamn nerve. Get off TV! Saraya, Hikaru Shida, and Toni Storm with Renee. Saraya is over Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm. Saraya announces Toni Storm is a partner for next week.
Yeah,
and a lot of people
I
are saying
saw
Toni
that.
Storm will not be a partner.
I saw that because people thought it was gonna be a woman who we will not mention just yet, but it turned out not to be her, and I guess people are disappointed now. But yeah,
We're like, oh, why? Why Toni Storm? Fuck. The fuck you expected? You fucking kidding me? Thunder Rosa? Get out of here. Thunder Rosa's still hurt. Give me a break. Anyway, that was that. Gun Club came out. They had a funeral segment with FTR.
funeral.
They had the fake funeral segment. Oh, they had a fake funeral segment. I don't know. I remember this.
What did it? Was it in the arena? Or was it like in a?
It was in the arena.
Okay.
It was in the arena. It was in the ring. The Gun Club came out. They said FTRIP, and they say the Guns. This is what they said, word for word, which made me mute them for the rest of the night. The Gun Club said they're the best tag team in the world just because they beat FTR 2 weeks ago. Oh man, the Gun Club being the best tag team in the world. Who came up with that bright idea? Get the fuck out of here. No rating. This shit sucked. Get off my fucking TV, the Gun Club. Get out of here. Alright. Semi-main event was Sky Blue and Kiera Hogan versus Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. Referee for the match was Paul Turner, who's a fucking goon. Sucks. This match went 5 minutes. I gave this a 4. Wrestling and Logic 1. Other than that, I did not care about this match. Bryan Danielson versus Konosuke Takeshita is announced for next week, which we will review. Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe. Darby Allin got his ass whooped when the match actually begun because he attacked Samoa Joe before the bell. Darby Allin then gets his ass whooped for the rest of the match after the bell, after he does his usual stuff. He got his ass whooped after the match. Then he does a comeback, and then all of a sudden, Samoa Joe's face goes off the turnbuckle. This is the finish of the match I'm describing. I'm not going through the rest of the match. Samoa Joe hit his face on the turnbuckle. Darby Allin did 2 coffin drops in a row and won the TNT title. So Darby Allin wins in his hometown of Seattle, and he's your new TNT champion. Darby Allin then gets challenged by Mike Bennett, who is still employed. He gets a open challenge title shot. Why? I don't know. First of all, Mike Bennett, I like Mike Bennett, but he's a tag team guy, so why is he fighting for the TNT title? This shit off my television.
Josh would definitely hate that.
I don't know. And then this gets announced. Acclaimed versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal again.
Again.
Battle of the Belts. Yes, again. Battle of the Belts. It's tonight.
We're not watching that.
We're not talking about that show. Fuck out of here. Give me a break. It's filler matches. Who cares? But that was Dynamite, everybody. Ridiculous.
All right. Yeah. A lot of still employed and get off my TV. But luckily with this show that we're going to review, there wasn't much still employed or get off my TV. Actually, it was a pretty good show. And this is
Great show.
night one of Wrestle Kingdom at the Tokyo Dome in, of course, Tokyo, Japan. And this took place this past Wednesday, the 4th of January. In the first match for the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship, TJP and Francesco Akira versus Yo and Lio Rush. And I heard that TJP was like a pedo or something, so yeah, I skipped the match. And even when I was watching the match, a bit of it, he was doing, they were on the outside, they were like doing all sorts of crap. Let me search.
Well, I mean, excuse me, but anyway, I do know TJP was accused of this, but this was like a long time ago. He's doing well for himself. I mean, it's not like I hate TJP. I like TJP as a wrestler, you know. TJP's been everywhere, but I don't really take all this other outside stuff to account, you know, like Matt Riddle and stuff like that. I don't take that into account.
Yeah.
I focus on the in-ring action, everybody. Seriously, I focus on wrestling. Just Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yeah, this is Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, so that gets a 0 rating. And something that didn't deserve a 0 rating. Oh, sorry, before I go on, Ben, what did you think of this match?
I thought this match was okay. There was a lot of bullshit in the match. You know, a lot of people not, you know, making tags. You know, a lot of in and out stuff. I gave this a 5. I thought this was okay. It was a fine match. I didn't mind it too much. I was just not interested in this match. Let's just put it this way.
Yeah.
I gave this 5 and 1, whatever. It was okay.
All right, then. For the IWGP Women's Championship, KAIRI, the champion, versus Tam Nakano.
It was a good match.
Yeah, I kind of skipped
Great match.
the entrances. So they started and then they locked up. They got a rope break and then the Tam Nakano put in a headlock. They did a leapfrog sequence and KAIRI did an arm drag. And then Tam Nakano did a nice drop kick. And then she threw a nasty right. She threw some... KAIRI saying threw nasty right. And then Tam Nakano with some forearms. Then KAIRI with a spear. She hits her with the running forearm in the corner. Then hits an avalanche forearm for a 2 count. She throws a top chop, and then Tam hits a spinning heel kick. She does a dive. She does a German with a bridge for a 2 count. The commentary teased the woman who we shall not mention just yet, and Tam hit a screwdriver for a near fall. She was losing it. She was quite angry. KAIRI hit a cutlass for a 2 count. They did a lot of screaming. They were screaming so much in this match. I thought their heads were gonna spontaneously combust or something. We'd see a lot of blood on this show and freaking intestines on the ring. And yeah, KAIRI hits another cutlass, and then she hits an insane elbow for the win. This was a very short match, but it was good. It was really good. And then the lights go out, and then we hear ka-ching, and formerly known as Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monet comes out. And I noticed that her hair is actually like a fireball, and that was cool. And then she dropped KAIRI, and then she cut a great promo. She introduced herself, and then challenged KAIRI at Battle of the Valley, I think it's called, next month. And I said I just might watch that match. I gave Wrestling an 8 and Logic a 9. What did you think about this, Ben?
Gave this a 9 and Logic an 8. There's a lot of good stuff. No, I'm liking the women's division, especially in New Japan, because now they're getting actual firepower. Plus, they're actually wrestling. They're actually wrestling. Never mind this other stuff in the United States. They're actually working, like wrestling, for real, in matches.
Yeah.
So I'm liking this so far. And I'm interested. So we'll see where this goes. Other than that, this was good.
Yeah. All right. The next match, and I think this is, in my opinion, match of the night. For the IWGP Tag Team Championship, FTR, consisting of Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, the champions, versus BISHAMON, consisting of Hirooki, Goto, and YOSHI-HASHI. They started the match, and it was Cash and Yoshi starting. They got some chain wrestling. Cash put in a headlock. They did a leapfrog sequence. Yoshi hit a shoulder tackle. Hirooki made a tag. Dax made a tag. They locked up. Got a rope break. Then they had a 1-2 exchange. And it was pretty good so far. Bishamon hit a double team on Dax. Dax was fighting back. He hits a brain buster on Hirooki Goto. Cash did a dive. They got back in the ring. Cash officially made a tag. Dax hit a superplex, and then Cash simultaneously hit a splash on Hirooki Goto for a 2 count. It was both moves on Hirooki Goto, and then Dax tagged back in. Then they did a double team. Hirooki tried to retaliate. Then FTR did another double team, and then Yoshi breaks up Dax's pin. I think I said tag there. Cash expels Yoshi from the ring. Hirooki makes a comeback, a nice comeback, and ends with a Ushigoroshi. They lay down selling. Then Cash and Yoshi tag simultaneously. Yoshi made a bit of a cold tag. Dax tagged back in. He shot off the guy. Hirooki made a tag, and then Bishamon was trying desperately to hit their finisher, which is called Shota. FTR hit their big bang. They went for the pin, but Yoshi broke it up. Cash beat up Yoshi. It spilled onto the ringside. Then it was Dax and Hirooki in the ring. They slugged it out. The crowd was going crazy. Yoshi made a tag. He did a chop and a thrust kick on Dax. There was a lot of that. Dax hit a package pile driver. And then FTR, they hit a spike pile driver, which was nice. They went for the pin, but Hirooki broke it up. And this is an absolute war going on. Yoshi did a thrust kick on Cash. Hirooki did a lariat on Cash over the top rope. And then Bishamon hit Shota for the win. And now they are the new IWGP Tag Team champions. They show mutual respect. And I gave that match Wrestling 9 and Logic an 8. What did you think about this match, Ben?
This was a relatively good match. I feel like there was a lot of intrigue. I feel like I thought this match was like randomly being thrown on the card. Now I realize these guys won the um World Tag League titles, the trophies, right? So I realized, oh shit, they did win those. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. So they had a good match, and that was that. I did FTR. Know what the hell is going on with FTR, but whatever FTR does from here on out, I like to let them know y'all have done magnificently over the last 10 months. I'll need a break. No, Dex. I think he's banged up and everything, all this other stuff, but please get better and please get well soon, guys. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. And the best y'all can do now is probably go after the AEW belts because
Yeah.
we know where this is leading to. And y'all need to restore y'all glory and everything. But other than that, this was a great match. I got a 9 and a 9 for this match. I thought this was a really good match. I
Yeah.
was interested.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Next match.
All right. We got time for a couple more. For the NJPW World Television Championship, Ren Narita versus Zack Sabre Jr. I keep saying Jack.
This was a great match.
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh
damn
my
good.
God, this was a great match.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
Continue.
this match can go no longer than 15 minutes. And apparently, Zack Sabre Jr. has never won a singles belt in New Japan. They start the match and they go off with some chain wrestling. Then they stare each other down, and I thought we get to hear. Remember the Forbidden Door review? We had Zack Sabre Jr., screaming like a crazy person, like he did a lot of that tonight, and it was quite funny. Um, even when he was throwing some blows, he was Narita, and it was kind of funny.
Zack Sabre Jr. is a great heel.
Yeah,
Great heel.
yeah. Narita, to be fair, was also kind of screaming like a crazy person. Um, and then they got some more chain wrestling. Zack Sabre Jr. put some joint manipulation. Ren hit a belly to belly, which was nice. He did a hip attack, suplex with a bridge for a 2 count. More chain wrestling. Um, Zack Sabre Jr. did an arm drag, and then he threw a kick heard around the world. Then they traded kicks, and they were all pretty nasty. Zack Sabre Jr. hit a PK for a 2 count. Ren hit an enziguri, threw some punches. Zack Sabre Jr. threw some uppercuts. Ren hit an exploder with a bridge for a 2 count, which was nice. And I said there a lot of screaming. Zack Sabre Jr. stomps on the leg, does some kicks, but Ren shrugs him off. Like your kicks have no effect on me. Yeah, there was quite a bit of that in tonight. Um, but Zack Sabre Jr. throws some more kicks. He's trying to piss Ren off. He does a lariat for a 2 count. Did a Northern Light suplex for a 2 count. Um, Zack Sabre Jr. put in the triangle. Ren escaped. He threw a punch. Zack Sabre Jr. threw a Pele kick. Ren put in a rear naked choke. They try to pin each other. Zack Sabre Jr. hit a kick, and he did a nice German. Ren hit a back with a German. He missed a leg lariat, and then Zack Sabre Jr. did a nice kick. And then he got the pin for a 2 count. And then there's a 5-minute warning from the announcer. And then Zack Sabre Jr. tapped out Ren to win the TV title. And then TMDK came out and he joined them. It's this faction. I'm not sure then. I think, was Shane Thorne, is that Shane Thorne in there? If I'm correct?
It looked like Shane Thorne to me. I wrote him
Yeah,
down in my notes. It looked
yeah.
like Shane Thorne. He looks great. You
He,
fucking kidding me? I was like, yo, this is Shane. Yo, Shane Thorne. What's going on, bro? I haven't seen you since the pandemic. What's going on, bro?
yeah, since he was in Retribution.
Oh, don't give me. No, no, no. I don't refer to that. I don't refer to that.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe let's not speak of that. I gave Ras an 8 and Logic an 8. What did you think, Ben?
this was a fantastic match. I wanted wrestling. Oh, you got it for this match. Oh, go check this match out if you haven't. This was fucking awesome. The fact that Narita took all that punishment and the finish of the match was an armbar, I can approve of that. And here's why I say that because Zack Jr. actually worked on the arm for the rest of the entire match. It ended with an armbar. That is wrestling. That's an actual legit psychology. You need to understand.
Yes, and how often do you see like proper technical wrestling like that? It took me
Oh,
to
once in a
watch.
lifetime.
It took me to watch this show to see some actual technical wrestling.
Right.
Yeah. Um.
Crazy. Great match.
Yeah. And next match for the Never Openweight Championship, WWE's Carl Anderson, who's the champion, versus Tama Tonga. And yeah, the fact that WWE let Carl Anderson come to Tokyo and defend his belt was pretty damn cool. And that was nice. It would have been even cooler if he'd come out with AJ Styles and the whole gang, but yeah, guess we can't have everything. Um, and then,
AJ Styles, by the way, broken ankle.
oh no, that's
Broken ankle.
unfortunate.
He suffered it last week. Suffered it last week. We didn't talk about it last week. I'm gonna mention it. AJ Styles broken ankle. Out
Yeah.
for 6 to 8 weeks. Get well soon,
Oh,
AJ.
get well soon, yeah. At least it's
Be
not
back
too
for WrestleMania.
long that he's injured. Um,
Back to WrestleMania, please.
Carl Anderson attacked Tama Tonga before the bell. They started. Um, Carl Anderson gave Tama Tonga a big boot to the outside, which was quite nasty. They fought on the outside. Um, Carl Anderson dropped Tama outside on the barricade. They fought some more on the outside. They were going up to the ramp, and I was like, what? No DQ? The ref didn't even count. And there was a lot of this tonight. Um, the crowd was booing Carl Anderson. He taunted Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga defended himself from the gun stun. They fought on the apron. Tama tried to hit the gun stun. They got back in the ring. Carl Anderson slapped Tama Tonga in the head while talking shit. Tama went off on Carl Anderson with some right hands. Carl Anderson gave him a boot. Tama hit back with a nice lariat. He did a jumping clothesline in the corner. He went crazy on Carl Anderson in the corner. And what was nice about this is that they told a story in this match. And the announcers helped. They gave us some insight of what's the whole tension between this, and it makes the match seem meaningful. It's about like Carl Anderson and Tama Tonga. They were part of the Bullet Club, and Tama Tonga been kicked out of the Bullet Club. I think so. And yeah, now he's getting revenge on Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson kicked him out. And now he wants revenge on Carl Anderson, and he's getting it here. And so yeah, this was a nice touch, and they told a nice story. But anyway, the next thing that happened is Carl Anderson did a nice drop kick in the corner. He hit a TKO for the 2 count. Hit a nice flying neck breaker for a 2 count. I believe it was from the top rope. Tama hits an SOC. Carl Anderson does some punches on the top rope. He shouted, "Brain Buster!" But then Tama Tonga knocked him down. He literally announced his move before before he was gonna do it, but then Tama Tonga knocked him down. It was like an anime. That happened twice today. And then, yeah, Ben's out here dying. Tama Tonga hits a crossbody. He hits Supreme Flow. Tries to hit gun stun. The gun stun is his move too. They do a leapfrog sequence, and then Collins tries to hit the gun stun. I also like this. Their whole objective was to hit the gun stun, either one of them. They did a leapfrog sequence, and then Tama Tonga finally hit the gun stun, and he botched the second one, and then got the pin, and now he's the new never openweight champion. I gave Wrestling an 8.5 and Logic an 8. This was a good match. What did you think about this, Ben?
Thought this was a good match for the time that they got. I thought this was good. This was a good match for what it was. I liked this match a lot. I didn't like it better than the TV title match or the tag team title match. But other than that, if you guys wanted like an actual story, like this was the match for you. Like they actually like wrestling is all about stories, people. AEW has a problem with there's storytelling, and I feel like a lot of people need to understand that AEW is all about stories too. They have some problems with their storytelling, and it's becoming very apparent that Tony Khan made just put shit together just to put shit together. And not that we hate AEW. We like AEW for what it is. Kgabo maybe not, but other than that, like some of the storytelling in AEW is either one hokey or two bogus. Honestly, it's not even funny. It's not even funny anymore. Like for instance, Mike Bennett getting a title shot before Jungle Boy, before literally Ricky Starks, who beat Chris Jericho clean on live national television. Like, come on now. Telling me Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin should not be a match for the TNT title, but then, Starks has to be stuck in this feud with Jericho? I mean, Jesus Christ, But other than that, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Anyway, Kgabo has stepped out. Our next match is Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega, I believe.
All right, I'm back. Now let's talk about the next match. This is
Oh boy.
I guess a grudge tag team match. And it's between Keiji Muto, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Shota Umino, who we talked about at Forbidden Door back in June. We liked him. June, July.
Love him.
Versus Les Ingobernables de Japon, consisting of Tetsuya, Naito, Sanada, and Bushi.
Gotta work on those pronunciations, bro.
Yeah, I do.
It's Los Ingobernables de Japon.
Okay. This is Muto's final match. And he and Sanada are gonna start. They did a 2-sweet, but then Sanada attacked him and did a springboard drop kick, which was nice. He hit a moonsault for a near fall. Then Muto hit the Shining Wizard. He went to the top rope, but then Tanahashi stopped him because he didn't want to risk getting hurt. And then Sanada capitalizes. Muto hit an elbow. Tanahashi made a tag. Did a crossbody on the Sanada. And yeah, the ILJ, no, the LIJ made some cheap shots, and I was like, no DQ. They just came in the ring at random and started knocking out team members. Sanada did some stomps. Bushi made a tag. He hit a neck breaker. He did a kick. Naito made a tag and threw some punches. Tanahashi did a dragon screw. Shota made a hot tag. Um, did a fisherman suplex for a 2 count. And there were multiple men in the ring. Naito did a neck breaker. Bushi made a tag. Did a missile drop kick. And then multiple men in the ring again. Then Shota did a DDT for the win. I gave Rassen a 6 and Logic a 4. What did you think about this match, Ben?
Thought this was okay. I don't really have a lot to say about this match. I mean, the Great Muta, deserved a very nice match. And, it was the Great Muta's, match. This was his moment. And he won clean. And he helped out big time. And he got the win for his team. Mm-hmm. So, that's all there is to it. I love the Great Muta. Great Muta has always been one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers, honestly. And it's a shame that he has to retire. And I hope he enjoys retirement. And we love the Great Muta here. He's a great wrestler, fantastic, legend. And we wish him all the best. Unfortunately, I do need to make one teensy tiny little complaint here. Sonata, you have lost the last 4 matches in a row. No, 3 matches in a row. Sonata was in the TV title tournament against Jr. Lost. He loses this match, and then I believe he lost another match outside of the tournament. So that's 3 in a row right there. I do not understand why Sonata does not get the credit he fucking deserves. This man should be never openweight champion. This dude is such a great asshole. I was laughing so hard at Sonata. When I first saw him, first time I saw him was Wrestle Kingdom, it was not 16. It was 15 when the pandemic hit. It was literally Wrestle Kingdom 15. Pandemic hit. I saw Sonata for the first time against Zack Sabre Jr. Sonata had probably the best match of his life. Zack Sabre Jr. It was fucking awesome.
Was that the one with Will Ospreay and Hiroshi Tanahashi?
No, they had a singles match on that show, Wrestle Kingdom 15.
Yeah, I was saying, Will Ospreay versus.
Oh yeah, Will Ospreay and Ospreay and Tanahashi. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I gave that match.
I know. Oh, you think this is a 0 rating? Apparently, Kgabo, your next match is Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega.
No, not yet. Not yet. I didn't actually.
Why?
That match was all right, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. But before that, for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Taiji Ishimori versus Hiromi Takahashi.
I forgot about this match.
Yeah.
I forgot about this match. This was fucking great.
Oh.
This was awesome. Go ahead.
Okay.
I forgot about this match.
All right then. They start the match and it's chaos. Hiromi Takahashi hits a drop kick. He and Desperado did a shoulder tackle on Master Wato. More chaos. Everybody tried to pin each other. And shit, who is this? Taiji Ishimori left the ring. Master Wato did a bulldog on Hiromu and Desperado. Commentary were more entertaining at this point. I was kind of not really interested. They fall on the outside. And no DQ. The ref wasn't even counting, and he only started counting later when they were selling on the ringside. And I was like, what? Taiji did a dive. They got back in the ring. Taiji did a jump. He Germaned Desperado off the ropes. He kind of did a baseball slide out the ring, and he simultaneously suplexed Desperado. I thought that was cool. They put in simultaneous submissions. Um, Somebody broke up Desperado's submission. I think it was Hiromu and yeah, the other guy. Hiromu and Masawatu did some 1-2 exchange. They did a leapfrog sequence. Wato did a Hurricane Rana. He did a dive. They all did dives, and they replayed that. Um, Desperado hit a spine buster on Taiji. Master Wato hit a neck breaker. Hiromu did a botched power bomb. Desperado threw a mean punch. They laid down selling, and I was really not that interested, so I skipped to the finish. And then Hiromu hit the time bomb to win the junior heavyweight belt. I gave this match Wrestling a 4 and Logic a 3. What did you think about this match?
Dude, I legitimately forgot about this match. This match was okay. I'll give you credit. This was okay. But when I first watched this, I was excited for this because a lot of good wrestling in this match. I mean, there was a couple of good spots here and there. I didn't mind the whole comedy thing where Taiji Ishimori wanted no part in the match. I didn't mind that at all because that's a normal Fatal 4-Way match anyway. In the States, when one guy leaves and everybody he fucks off, everybody.
Yeah, that's what they always do.
Right. I mean, I didn't mind that, but I mean, I thought this was a solid little match. Did it go too long? People are gonna say this went too long, Ben. And I was like, no. This is a normal Fatal 4-Way match. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if we compare this to like a WWE Fatal 4-Way match, I mean, it would probably be the same way. But, this is a different show, so I can't. But other than that, I thought this was fine. I had no problem with this.
Uh-huh.
And now...
Yeah, now we
The
get
last
to...
break.
Yeah, the semi-main event for the IWGP United States Championship match. Will Ospreay, the champion, versus Kenny Omega. You would have thought I'd given this a 0 rating. I wasn't expecting a good match, but turns out they blew me away. It was actually pretty decent. Omega came out to Sephiroth's theme. If you don't know Sephiroth, he's a villain of Final Fantasy. It's quite a popular video game character. And yeah, this goof,
That was a nice touch.
yeah, this
That was a
goon
nice touch.
Don
That was
Callis is on commentary again, and they started. He did some chain wrestling, and I said right there, and so far not so bad. They traded blows. Ospreay did a Hurricane Rana. Kenny left the ring. Ospreay did a dive. They fought on the outside. They got back in the ring. Kenny knocked Ospreay onto the barricade. Kenny threw some right hands in the ring. He did a moonsault for a 2 count, which was nice. He did an arm drag. Gave Ospreay a kick, a PK to the back. Did another one. He choked Ospreay with his foot in the corner. Did a hammer throw. He exposed the turnbuckle, and while he was doing that, it's like, he was breathing like he was getting hit or something. Then he stomped on Ospreay, and he was like, it's like, fucking dickhead. And I was like, they can swear, they can cuss on this show. And then Ospreay did a back elbow. He threw some forearms. Kenny kicked Ospreay into the turnbuckle. He did a backbreaker. And while he did the backbreaker, like Carl Anderson did, he yelled, backbreaker. And then, boom, did the backbreaker like an anime character. That was funny. I like that. He did that for a 2 count. He dominated Ospreay some more. Ospreay did a flapjack. Did a big boot and then did a cutter, threw some forearms, did a flipping kick. He did a handspring kind of Pele kick, which was nice. did a flying forearm for a 2 count, did a chop. Kenny chopped him back. Ospreay did a drop kick, threw back and forth chops on the apron. Ospreay did a kick, and then he botched the Oz cutter, and then Kenny took out a ladder. He smashed Ospreay with it, did a double foot stomp onto it. They replayed that spot, and then
It was a table.
yeah,
Sorry, a table, not a ladder.
Tatter. It was a table, not a ladder. My bad. Thank you, Ben. Ospreay retaliated. He suplexed Kenny on the broken table. Did a corkscrew moonsault. They replayed that spot. They got back in the ring. He did a hidden blade. There was a lot of hidden blade. And V-triggers. A lot of those. Kenny countered the Oz cutter. Did a V-trigger to Ospreay's back. Did a poison runner and did a nice Ushi-Goroshi for a 2 count. Chopped Will Ospreay, chopped him on his back, threw some elbows, threw some punches, and then he hit. He tried to hit an avalanche dragon suplex, but then Ospreay landed on his feet, and then Ospreay hit the Oz cutter for a 2 count. He did a big boot in the corner, kicked him in the face 3 times. They did a 1-2. Ospreay hit a big chop. He did a botched DDT from the top rope. He was not gonna. My man was not gonna take a DDT from the top rope. That's a one-way ticket to the freaking hospital. And the United Empire checked on Ospreay. Kenny kicked Ospreay to the barricade, and then he made the crowd clap the Terminator theme. They did that, and then Kenny did a nice dive. He slammed Ospreay on the broken table. He slammed his head on the broken table multiple times. They got back in the ring. He hit a package pile driver for a 2 count. He rained strikes on Ospreay. Kenny did a snapdragon, and then Ospreay was bleeding like crazy all over his face. He was in a crimson mask, as Jim Ross would say. Kenny did another snapdragon. He threw some knees. He did a pile driver and went for the pin, but Ospreay got a rope break. Did a V-trigger, but Ospreay fell out of the ring. He taunted Ospreay. Kenny got on the top rope. Ospreay stumbled on the rope and then went, and he was like he was a drunk man, and then that caused Kenny to fall balls first on the turnbuckle, on the exposed turnbuckle. Kenny dropped Ospreay on his jaw, did a V-trigger to his back, did an avalanche German for a 2 count. Then he hit another V-trigger for a 2 count. They laid down selling. He hit 2 V-triggers. Ospreay countered this 3rd one, and then Ospreay was like charging up. He was going Super Saiyan. And then he hit a power bomb for a near fall. Hit 2 hidden blades. Did an Oz cutter for a 2 count. And then he did a Styles Clash. Now he stole another move of AJ Styles. First, 2 years ago he did the phenomenal forearm, and now he did the Styles Clash. AJ Styles one day is gonna slap this guy sideways because he stole so many, because he keeps stealing his moves, and he didn't even go for the cover. Good thing this match was as good as it was, or I would have given it a 0 rating again. Anyway, he hit a hidden blade for a 2 count. Kenny hit a V-trigger. Ospreay did another hidden blade. Then they laid down selling. They did a 1-2 exchange. Kenny hit a German suplex with a bridge for a 2 count. Ospreay spit at Kenny, and then he did a V trigger, then a one-winged angel to hit the to win
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa!
U.S. What? What?
Kenny Omega did the Kamigoye, Bushi's
Oh,
finisher.
who?
He did the Kamigoye, not the V trigger.
Oh,
Then he
okay.
hit the one winged angel for the win, and Kenny Omega, your United States champion.
Yeah.
There you go.
I gave Wrestling an 8 and Logic a 5. What did you think about this, Ben?
I gave this a 9. I gave wrestling a 9 for this match. I thought there was a lot of good in ring action.
Yeah.
My only problem with this match was number one, Will Ospreay took 6 V triggers, did 5 hidden blades, and all of that got wiped away with one winged angel.
Yeah.
That was it.
Why didn't he just do the
My only problem with
one-winged
the match.
angel halfway through and just take it right there? Save us a bit
I would
of
have been fine
time.
with that. I would
Yeah.
have been fine with that.
And now for the main event for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Switchblade Jay White, who is the champion, versus Kazuchika Okada. I'll get to that. They started, and then Jay White taunted. They got in a lockup. They got a rope break. They locked up again and got another rope break. Then Jay White pounded Okada. Okada hit a big boot, threw some punches, hit a neck breaker. JW left the ring. They fought on the outside. Jay White did a side suplex. He stomped Okada. He raked the mouth. Did a body slam for a 2 count. Put in a rear naked choke. Did a DDT for a 2 count. They fought on the outside. They got back in the ring. Jay White dropped Okada on the ropes. Did a suplex on the turnbuckle and got a rope break. He did a chop twice. Okada did a back body drop. They laid down selling. He hits the ropes and did a back elbow. He did a flapjack. Then Jay White did some shoulder rams in the corner. Okada did a nice drop kick. A lot of those in this match. Jay White fell onto the ringside. They fought on the outside. Okada did a nice missile drop kick once they were back in the ring. And Jay White did a big German. They laid down selling. JW hit a back elbow in the corner. Did a nice suplex for a 2 count. Okada did an uppercut. Jay White suplex Okada for a 2 count. Put in the rear naked choke again. Okada broke it up. And then Jay White hit a chop block. He did a chop. Then Okada threw some right hands and then a drop kick. Okada put in a submission. What was it, a submission that he put in, Ben?
He put in the money clip.
Oh, yeah.
The money clip.
Okay. Put in the money clip. Then he hit a pile driver, and then he did a rainmaker. Did quite a few of those in this match. And then I think he put in the money clip again. And then Jay White was literally frothing at the mouth. He was like drooling. I don't know if it was gum or like a gum god or something. There was this white stuff coming out. I was like, ugh. I was literally blocking the screen because I didn't want to see that shit. I'm not trying to see a man drooling on worldwide broadcast. Okada did a dive, and then Jay White, he tried to do a dive, but then Jay White's companion stopped him, and then he finally did the dive. They replayed that spot, and then you could see, and Jay White's saliva on the ringside. It was disgusting. They got back in the ring. Okada did a body slam, then an elbow drop. Tried to hit a rainmaker, but then Jay White sat down. Jay White was dazed. He spit at Okada. Then he hit the haymaker. Then he put in the sleeper. Okada escaped. He dropped him at ringside. Um, got back in the ring. Jay White did a sleeper suplex. Did a German with a bridge for a 2 count. Um, he did a suplex, and then Okada did a German. He hit a Rainmaker, then a drop kick, and then he hit the lesson. I don't know if that's what the move is called or what was it.
I believe so. I
Oh,
believe it's called the lesson.
okay. Jay White hits a
Oh, it's not the
switch.
Blade Runner.
All right. Jay White hits a switchblade. They lay down selling, and then Jay White hits his own Rainmaker. He did Okada's taunt. Way. Okada hit a Rainmaker for a 2 count. They laid down selling. They went for a 1-2, and through this, like you could tell that Okada was winning this match. He was like shrugging off a lot of mean blows from Jay White. They got in a 1-2 exchange. Then Jay White threw some chops. Then he threw some more chops, and then Jay White was pounding Okada and was like, "You fucking coward! You're not gonna take this away from me!" And I was like, "Yo, like they can sway on this." I couldn't believe it. And yeah, they did a 1-2 exchange. Okada did a DDT. He hit the Cobra Flow. I believe that was what it was called. Or maybe not. Ben, yeah, all right, the Cobra Flow, and he hit the Rainmaker to win the belt. And then it looked like Jay White was showing respect. He was really sad. And then this is my opinion, but I kind of thought Okada was like John Cena. He was like invincible the whole time, and shrugging off some really nasty moves from Jay White, as I mentioned. And then Shingo Takagi challenged Okada, and then Okada cut a promo thanking the fans, and he also paid a tribute to Antonio Inoki, who died, I think, earlier last year. And yeah, I gave this match Wrestling a 7 and Logic a 6. What did you think, Ben?
I thought this was a good main event. I ain't had no problem with this main event. I thought Kata. I like how you brought up the fact that he's like John Cena in that main event. Now I understand where you're coming from. I mean, to be fair, Kanishka Okada has had a lot of success. The dude's been in every G1 climax, every Wrestle Kingdom probably event, except probably a couple here and there. Other than that, the dude's a great wrestler, and I mean, give the guy credit. The guy looks great. All of his moves are like they're simple, but they tell a bigger meaning behind the move. Like I feel like when people do moves in wrestling, I feel like people just do moves and then they don't apply to the story of the match. They don't they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
And I feel like and I talked about this. I don't think I talked about this back at the Clash of the Castle review when I talked about the armbar when
oh
when
yes,
it set up all that other shit.
uh,
That was garbage. The
yeah,
point that I was trying to make point that I was trying to make was you should focus you should focus on the you should do a move that matters.
yeah.
All of the other
It,
bullshit,
it's on
no, don't
both.
do that.
It's on both guys to
Right,
make the thing look as best as possible. And
right.
yeah,
And I'm for it.
Liv Morgan did not do that. She no sold that
Nope.
armbar, and name and address withheld was pretty mad
Um,
about that. um, yeah, that was probably one of his greatest rants on there. And yeah, yeah, I gave this show overall Wrestling 8 and Logic an 8. This is a damn good pay per view. Um,
Great show,
yeah,
top to bottom.
yeah. Nothing too bullshit that made me angry or nothing like that. A few kind of iffy stuff here and there, but despite that, it was still a pretty good show. And I've been Carbonator and Ben Charles. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and you guys can
We'll
check
see you
out.
guys for the. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
What Cabo's going to do next.
y-
The Royal Rumble is coming up, so that
yeah,
would probably be our next. Well, yeah, the Royal Rumble would be our next show, and then probably okay. New Year's Dash is 2 weeks away, and I don't know if we're gonna do that.
yeah.
I
You
mean,
could,
Wrestle
you could,
Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom Night 2. I don't. Look, okay, New Japan New Year's Dash is probably. I think it's next week. I think it's next week. I'm not too sure. Um, I do know New Year's Dash is next week. Wrestle Kingdom Night 2, and then the Royal Rumble, and then the Elimination Chamber in February. Thinking, Cabo, I'm going to bring this idea to you. You have plenty
hmm
of time to think about this.
yeah,
This is 2 months away. You
yeah,
have plenty of time to think about this.
yeah.
I was thinking of a watch along of a classic wrestling pay per view.
Oh, like what?
Do you remember Ric Flair versus Sting
No,
in the main
I
event?
never really watched a lot of old school wrestling, to be honest.
Well, all right. Well, that's fine. That's okay. But I was thinking about this specifically because it's the 35th anniversary this year. Clash at the Champions won for WCW, NWA. I don't know if you were up to it, but I was thinking about this idea. It's the 35th anniversary. The first ever match between Sting and Flair happens on the show. It went 45 minutes. I mean, it's up to you. You have plenty of time to think about this. I don't know. And like we can do the watch along, whatever the case may be. It's up to you. But I'm going to bring this up to you now, and I'm pretty much gonna say if you're up for it, you're up for it. If you're not, then that's okay. You can do something else.
Yeah,
Plenty of
and
time.
Ben, can we expect the roundups to return anytime soon?
Mm, yeah, I it'll come back. We can do the roundups.
Mm-hmm.
So starting next week, we're gonna do the roundups.
All right, so you can look
Raw
forward.
and for Raw and Dynamite. We're
Yeah,
gonna
you
do that.
can look forward to that, and then you can also check out Certified Bangers, which should be out by the time you hear this. Um, and Mysteries of Life, which will restart on the 7th of April, as Ben has announced on a bonus episode that he released last month. And I've been carbonated. This has been Ben Charles. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. But until next time, this is Carbonator and Ben Charles signing out.